Amen. So the next question is, and this is funny, this is kind of what I started talking about earlier. How are press releases affected and changing with the new tags, sponsored or UGC tags, which stands for user generated content, and search quality search quality radar guidelines Google just introduced? Did you update your submissions already? Hell no. First of all, that was just announced. That if for people that don't know, you can do a search on this. Google had just announced that starting today, they're going to start treating no follow links differently. And they've introduced two new rel equals or essentially tags for link tag to tag links with. They call one sponsored and one UGC, which stands for user generated content. First of all, it was just announced today. And because Google announced it, I'm no way would I ever recommend anybody go out and start changing shit that's already been published on the web because Google published a new announcement. Like if you do that, you're just setting yourself, like they're phishing. Google is oftentimes phishing when they announce stuff like this. And Marco just talked about this, if you freak out and go start changing based upon changing stuff that's already been published based upon something that Google announced, you're literally raising the red flag and saying, hey, come look at me, come look at me. I'm an SEO and everything that I'm touching right now has been SEO'd, right? So it's like you're inviting penalty or scrutiny anyways, right? So again, I would never, after one single announcement, would I go out and start changing shit. First, I want to see what kind of effect it has by not doing anything, right? If I start to see significant drops or changes in existing projects and things like that, then I'll start working through what the fix is or what the recommendations are. But as Marco just said in an earlier comment to an earlier question, when somebody makes an announcement, whatever it is, even penalties or new algorithm updates, things like that, while everyone else is scrambling, we recommend, and we've been in this game for a long, long time, recommend waiting and letting the dust settle and letting it kind of the process play out, because a lot of the times there's an initial overreaction, like a knee-jerk reaction, and that's what ends up causing more harm than good. If you just wait and see what happens, a lot of the times you can start figuring out logically if anything changes at all. Just so you know, knock on wood, for the multiple updates, we haven't seen any, for using the methods that I know my team and I use, and the same ones that we teach, haven't seen. A lot of times we don't even know an update has occurred until somebody comes on, like Hump Day Hangouts, for example, and says, by the way, what did you think? Or what kind of changes have you seen because of the new update? Oh yeah, there was an update? Because I don't read a lot of the SEO blogs, because I think most of them are full of shit, based upon, third proprietary metrics and all this other stuff. So I just, honestly, I don't stay plugged into that stuff until somebody comes to me with, and brings it to my attention. And if I see any differences in any of my existing projects, then I'll dig into it and try to figure out what occurred exactly. But again, I am certainly not going to go out and start changing stuff just because of an announcement that Google made today. First, I want to see what kind of an effect it has, if any, before I try to determine what changes to make. And at that time, that's when I would start to make suggestions. But right now, it's way too early to tell. And honestly, I'm not really even concerned about it at the moment.
First of all, we have 6 months. We've been given 6 months to see how to implement any of these changes, if at all, because Google did not say that you had to make changes. And the only thing that's different about no follow links is that now they're being considered a hint, as in quotes. But if you're using no follow so that you don't pass a vote or trust and authority over to somebody else, then you don't worry. If that's how you're using your no follow, then why worry about it? What are you worrying about? There's nothing to worry. Go read the article again. Go to Google. Don't read somebody else's fucking opinion about what Google said, or what somebody said that Google said, or what somebody might have said about what Google could have said. That's bullshit. Go read the blog post in Google. It's very simple and straightforward. If you need to change the tags at some point, go change them. If you have people, it might affect if you're doing blog comments and all that bullshit. We don't do any of that. This post to me, I saw it, and because I didn't think that it was worth my time, I just blew it. I'm sorry, it just blew it away, because it had nothing to do with anything that we're doing, because we don't do any of that. We don't go and do blog comments or any of that shit. We do our own links and our own link building, and it works perfectly well. It's not user generated content. We don't get into any of that. We no follow. We use that strategically, but we're mostly looking after do follow, and that's just how we do it.
There you go.
As one more thing, I think it was mostly related to press releases, if I understood the question correctly.
Well, he was asked. Yes.
Okay.
Press Advantage, the fabulous thing is that Jeremy wants to know a lot about SEO. We're in constant contact. He's developing some awesome stuff for us, and it's based on my training, right, on RYS and the principles behind RYS. So we're not even going to worry about it, because if he changes the tags, or if he has to change the tags because it's a press release service and it falls within the categories that Google is going to look for, it's not going to make any difference, because we have some awesome shit in our Press Advantage press releases that are workaround. See, guys, we got to realize something. Semantic mastery is 2 minutes fast, 3 steps ahead of everybody else in the game. That's how we do the do. If you haven't realized it, then you better start really researching and understanding what it is that we teach, because we don't care. How long have we been out? As I said, 6 years. Syndication Academy is still working. RYS Academy is still working. Everything that we teach is still working. Through every update and penalty, whatever you could think of, Google rolls something out and oh yeah, really? No, we didn't see anything happen to whatever it is that we're doing. That's our usual answer. No, it didn't happen. So we go and we test. Oh yeah, Google's doing that, but it doesn't affect what we're doing. And it hasn't yet. And as Brady said, knock on wood, into the future, we've created an SEO shield.
Yeah.